going on, people? Welcome to 137 Works, and today we're going to have a look at something that I personally, at least I know, and a lot of people that I know that came up through playing the Forza games, have wanted to be a thing, to be real, for 10, 15 years at this point. And it's basically, to get straight into it, Ebisu, all the tracks in one track. It used to be the dream to just have Ebisu in the first place. Me in particular, the drift stadium with the jump and stuff. We always used to want to have that in Forza back in the day. That was always one of the most requested tracks. And then as you get into kind of like more experience and more knowledgeable about drifting and about circuits and stuff, you find out that Ebisu is actually a whole big complex that has the North Course, the South Course, East Course, West Course, school, the drift. There's like a, what do they call it? Drift playground or something like that. Yeah, like there's all these different courses all in the one little mountainside area of Ebisu in Japan. And yeah, it's just something that we've always wanted. It never came to Forza, unfortunately, but of course in 2014 Assetto Corsa came out, and within a year, I would say, the first Ebisu mod started to come out. So you got your reality of playing your sim game on Ebisu, but we never got the full complex. We never got everything all into one place. If you wanted to go from North Course to Minami, you'd have to go exit the game, reload, and go again. But for a while now, we've known that there's been a project underway to bring them all into the one map, so you can finish up a session in North Course, go down and jump the wall in Minami, and from there you can go and do the Matsuri course that you might recognize from Adam LZ's videos coming down the hill in Nishi. And from there, go and do a couple of runs up on Toge. It's always been the dream, and now it's a thing. It's by Permatracks, who in the meantime, in the lead up to getting this completed, I believe they've been putting out their version of each track. Now, I don't know if I've actually driven their version of each track, or at least the ones that they've released. Yeah, that's been an option. But now again, finally we have it here, all in one place, and I'm about to jump in. I feel like there's no better car to do it in than a beat up missile JZX body. So this is a Gravy Guard JZX90. It is about 460 horsepower, I want to say. It's really cool. Like, it's this big four-door body, all beaten up as you can see, but it's on little RS Watanabes, which is a great little style. I've always said if I won the lotto, I'd have one version of an S14, but I definitely have one version that was really slammed and low to the ground on small little Watanabes, and I think this gets it pretty spot on as far as the kind of Ebisu missile look that you've probably become familiar with. Adam LZ and all the people going over for the Matsuris over the last couple of years, they tend to run basically beat up white JZX body. So yeah, it should be really cool, it should be really fun, and yeah, let's just go. I'm going to jump out and meet you on the track. This isn't an episode like a VR mod review, so we're not going to do sound tests or anything like that. It's kind of different. We're obviously just going to be looking at the track. So I have a mental image in my head of the layout and how to get from each track from looking at it on Google Maps over the years. But again, having never been there, we're going to have to figure it out live on the track. So let's get into it. Meet you on track. Right, so as it's loading up, I just thought I'd go through some of my expectations. I hope we start off at the entrance, and you have to make your way through the famous entrance kind of way. I have not consumed any media on it. I have no idea what to expect. But as I said, yeah, if they start you at the exit, which we're about to find out as we load in, go through that iconic entrance and make our way up through the tracks from there. That's the ideal way for it to be done, but we shall see. Do we start at the entrance? No, we don't, which is very mildly disappointing. I'm just going to load up the tune real quick. Yeah, I guess they have to have the pits. Now, there is 100 pits in this, which is pretty mad. Yeah, I suppose they have to have the pits somewhere. That makes sense. But where exactly are we? I don't know. But we will have a look around as we... Right, so this is the pit area with all the pits, so let's go head down this way. It certainly feels a bit choppy, so you'd imagine with such a big... I'm trying to just go by stuff that I've seen in videos and stuff to try and figure out where we might be. Because again, obviously Ebisu is actually a zoo on top of everything else. Okay, that's Driftland, I think they call it, is it maybe? I think we're heading down towards the entrance, so I don't know if that's even included, but we shall see. Another little bit of area there. It does look like they've included the entrance, if that is the entrance. That's pretty cool. Again, I'm probably doing this atrociously, but there it is! That is so sick. Okay, so this is where I would have put the pits personally. I would have had to put the pits here, or like maybe some over in the petrol station where cars refuel and stuff. But right, let's just say you're coming in, you're after refueling, and you're pulling into Ebisu. Yeah, that's what you see. That's pretty cool. That is really, really cool. So you'd come across, I don't know, maybe this way. Pay your fare. And right, so the Safari Park is up to the left, as you can see. The Ebisu Circuit is off to the right. So this is what you do. You'd make your way back up where we came from. Okay, and more directions. So let's see if I can read them. So school course, New Minami, which is obviously the dirt track. Okay, so all the main section is off to the left here. So we'll go up to the left first. But you've got Kuru Land 1 and 2, which I believe are more zoos, if I'm not mistaken. And then West Course Nishi is down that way. But the majority of the stuff going on is up this way. So we'll have a look, see. Yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't put the maiden pits down in by the entrance to give you the full, like, you have arrived at Ebisu. Like, you are now entering Ebisu complex or whatever, like. But yeah, so you come up the hill, back where we came from. Probably a bit slower than this in real life, I'd imagine. But yeah, so what do we have? Probably animals and stuff like that in there. I think this is where they get food. Whenever I watch Adam LZ's vlogs, that's where they get food, I think. Yeah, again, this is where I talk about not knowing the layout of exactly where things are. This is very bumpy. Do you reckon that it's like this in real life? This bumpy? Yeah, right, so we're heading down this way. Couple of buildings. Where are we heading towards, I wonder? It's fun, again, it's just fun to explore. Like, I can imagine this is what it's like in real life when you first go there. You don't know exactly where you're going, unless you're with somebody. Okay, power vehicles, toge course. School in Minami, right? We will, what will we do? Alright, we'll go to Minami in school first. I believe that this is a traditional Minami, so even though the sign at the entrance there said old, or like new Minami, I think the version that comes with this is just the tarmac version before they gravelled over for the rally school thing. But, that is school. Yeah, so here we are at school. That's awesome. Alright, so let's do a little bit of drifting in school to warm up. Oh, no, that's a bit heavy. Alright, blame it on cold tires. That's what I'm going to do there for that one. Yeah, so the performance, I can tell, I don't have a FPS meter up on screen or in the headset, but I can tell that the performance is quite choppy. Not the best school run here so far, but it does look good, what I will say. There's a lot of trees, a lot of foliage and stuff like that, which I guess is probably contributing to the less than ideal performance. The gearing isn't perfect for this. The gearing is perfect, should be perfect for North Course. That's where I tuned this car on earlier on when I was preparing. Second is probably, yeah. I was thinking third, I might need to take third, but second should be workable. I'm just trying to get a wall tap before before we head on to check the next area. Again, I also have no idea if this is how you're supposed to drive the school course, but it's how I always have, just doing this outer loop. I don't mess with the intersections really at all. Had to back out of that one. Right, we'll throw it out into third person so we can see what we're doing a bit. A lot of footwork going on with push kicks and stuff, but we'll bring it around town. Slight little bump. Sent us too much of a straight there. I wouldn't be happy with that one if I pulled that off. Not ideal. The disclaimer I always give: it's not about my driving style. We're just having a look at the course. See, I'm afraid there's something about it's always thrown me off about this course. The angle at which you basically throw it in to what is... Sorry, I got distracted by talking there. The way you throw it in to basically... You're just throwing it in at a straight wall. Like, there's just a wall at 90-degree angle ahead of you that you're going in against. And it's very tricky to get the angle of attack right. A little better, but we'll go for one more and then we'll move on, because obviously just below us is the infamous Daigo Saito jump of Ebisu Minami, which you might be familiar with. Oh, a little bit over the top there. Right, I had to be a bit ginger with it, just a bit careful. But that's a wall tap that I'll take. Whoop. Right, we will head on out now, back into the cockpit, and go back down to Minami. Might be able to get it that way, but I'm just going to come back the way that we came. And as you can see, that again, that's just insane. I know there is a version of Minami that has school built into it, so it's not too crazy to see Minami and school on the same course. But again, knowing that all the rest of it is still just back up the hill, like, that's pretty nuts. Okay, here's the exit that I'm familiar with. Right, so we're on Minami now after being in school course, which is deadly. Little left foot braking to bring it around into turns so we can push it out, and we'll make our way up the hill. God, I haven't driven Minami in a long time, actually, just now thinking about it. I'm terrified at the thought of the jump. It's been so long. But we're going to send it. First try. I do tend to try to be kind of careful when I first start a new track or a new car or whatever. But... okay. I completely... See, what happened there was I completely messed up the approach. So the whole lead up to the jump was wrong. From my point of view. So that is something to fix. But again, we'll just do a couple of laps on this track. Because there is a lot to cover, obviously. We have Toge, North, West. And we do also have to travel there. So unless I see something interesting, I might just cut out the... I might cut out the traveling in between the bits, but then again, why would I? That's the whole point. Like, if I was going to cut out the traveling between the bits, I might as well just load up each track individually. So I suppose, yeah, that would make any sense. But let's see if I can have a better attempt at the jump this time. Nowhere near the wall. Got up and over, but wasn't anywhere close to a wall run, which is what I'm looking for ideally. So. But yeah, it has actually been quite a while. I used to absolutely no-life this track. When I first got a version of it that I thought was really good, I absolutely just couldn't get enough of the jump. The jump and the wall ride were everything to me. So I used to play hours and hours of just... Oh, Jesus, that was right. Yeah, hours and hours of just constantly doing laps on this, but it's been so long now. I'm trying to remember the line. Oh, Jesus, that caught us weird. Probably sent it a bit too hard over the jump there, because that just put it straight on. But yeah, again, same thing, same as with school. I want to get at least one decent jump and wall ride. Wall tap, I should say. I keep saying wall ride, that's skateboarding. That's skateboarding parlance, as they say. But yeah, bringing around town. Try not to... I actually might straighten up and just kind of make a solid run at it, as opposed to drifting this last corner. But I think I absolutely sent it way too hard there. The bounce on landing. Now, it could just be the tune. Again, same thing. Decent little jump. Not the best. Yeah, not the best wall tap. Wall ride, whatever you want to call it. I'll ever see. And I feel like I can do a lot better than that, so... Again, we just keep going until I get one we're happy with. We'll switch out to third person for this one. Again, I know it looks weird. I've seen people ask questions before, like, why do you drift in third person in VR? For me, it's basically just a bigger screen. It's like playing it on a gigantic screen in front of my face. It helps me see a lot more, particularly in tandems and stuff like that. No. I think my wheel is not attached to the table as securely as I would like. I just felt the shift. Yeah, it is, definitely. Okay, hang on, I'll need to fix that. Okay, that's a bit better. I think there was a bit of my mouse mat stuck under the corner, so I wasn't getting a solid clamp on all four corners. I'm going to skip the top part of the hill just going forward, because again, we just want to get one decent wall run, and then we will move on. So, but again, it looks great, it feels great. It's definitely Nishi, or it's Nishi, it's definitely Minami. Oh, the setup doesn't like the bounce at all when you land. Again, I tuned this on Kita, I want to say, North Course, I believe. So yeah, it's not exactly, again, with the tiny little wheels, it's probably not the best setup to be going for absolute flying Superman corner. Yeah, like absolute mad jumps. Again, in realistic terms, these are probably absolutely fine runs. Like if I went to Ebisu and I was doing runs like this, in this kind of a car, I'd be absolutely thrilled. But knowing that I can get a lot closer to the wall, and like, you know, I've done flying jumps, like proper, again, Daigo-esque runs. That's nowhere near the wall, come on. Once again, a fine run. I mean, obviously to that mess there, but nothing bad about the actual first part of it, it's just not close enough. Alright, that wasn't so bad. Again, the line is terrible. I wouldn't get any points in the competition, but got closer to the wall that time at least. Maybe go for one more, regardless of how it goes, and then get the step in, because, again, quite a bit to cover. Right, that's about as good as I'll take for now. Again, I could spend another 20 minutes absolutely nailing it and getting the perfect jump into the perfect wall ride, but that's not what we're here for. So as we come up to the top here, I think I should be able to just turn around, if I'm not mistaken. There should be a turnaround up the hill just here where they meet. It looks a bit sketchy, but yeah, it's doable. Alright, so now we leave here. But again, just this process of being able to go, okay, right, I don't need to back out, reload everything, wait for everything to like, obviously, the next track to load up. The fact that I'm already on the way now to the next track. Oh, we are here, maybe? Power vehicles, yeah, we take a right. Come around this, and then down at this corner, we should be facing a load of buildings. That is kind of the power vehicle setup. That is also Toge, I want to say, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, here we go here. But yeah, that's power vehicles itself, which means that Toge should be down this way. Yeah, there's the entrance to Toge, okay. And then there's something else down there. So we go for a rip on Toge. Oh. Should have straightened there. This isn't the best one I've ever seen, but I also, to be honest, I like Toge, but it's not the one that I'd go to. I'd go to North Course or Minami a lot quicker than I do with one on Toge, to be fair. So I probably shouldn't be too surprised that I'm not doing the absolute best on my first one. Take a bit of the inside there, that's fine. Love this last corner. Well, second last, technically. How it transitions, how you enter it, and then how you transition into the last / first corner is always great. See if we can do a better first section. Third gear is just a bit too short. It bogs down a little bit too much as you come through that early section. Ooh. Yeah, the gearing is just not 100% right for what it needs to be. I'm surprised now, I have to say, because it's pretty much absolutely perfect for at least the version of North Course that I have, which I don't know how much that's going to differ. There's a little backwards entry there. Yeah, like the gearing is basically perfect for that. I'm surprised it's so off for this. All the rest of the tracks with the Ebisu, but alright, Jesus. Okay, that was poor. Right, we will go into third, keep it sideways. Right, that's terrible, terrible line. Jesus, wet. Okay, continue on. Gearing is actually, it's one of the things that I found when it comes to tuning, is that gearing is actually quite a big part of the tune of a car. Like, obviously your suspension setup and all that kind of stuff is all well and good and critically important, but people, I think, might not think just how important having a good gear setup is. between just not having to constantly like take your mind off other things. Oh Jesus, that's awful. That was the worst one I've ever done on Toge ever. Not just in this video. It wasn't particularly good in this video either. But anyway, yeah, no, people like not having to constantly worry about doing something else, as in shifting and clutching, and oh, that's not a great start. There's a lot more, a lot more foliage and trees on this than I'm used to from the other versions that I've tried. But anyway, sorry. Yeah, like not having to worry about taking your foot off the, your hands off the steering wheel to change gears and clutching in and stuff like that, losing speed in that kind of way. When you have a good gearing setup is, oh Jesus, is yeah, very very important. And just how the car, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like the car just works better when you've got a solid gearing setup. When you're not bounced off the limmer, it's like it's more of in control of its power or something like that, for lack of a better way of explaining it. Right, we'll do one more run of Toge and we'll head on and see what else we have. Just have to extend it there a little bit more than I remember. I do like the concrete added inserts. I guess this is obviously something from the real track that they've put in over the years. Just giving you that little bit of extra space. That's a nice little flick. Ah, it's too far to the outside. It doesn't like this uphill, that uphill middle little area at all. I was like, oh yeah, you can usually extend it all in one drift instead of having to do the little shimmy shammy, little fishtail. It didn't pan out for me. Tuning just isn't right for this track anyway, as far as the speed goes. There's good sections, like I can do that repeatedly. But yeah, good little run there on Toge. And so now, again, this is where my memory starts to slip a little bit. Is there something down here maybe? Cannot remember exactly, but we'll see. Ah yeah, here we go. This is Higashi, I want to say. Oop. Yeah, this is Higashi. Higashi is actually probably my least driven of all the circuits in Ebisu. It's not that I dislike it by any means. It's just, again, the same thing, sort of thing with like what I was saying about what you call it, Toge and Minami and Nishi are my go-to. Nishi, no, not Nishi, North. Whatever North is, Kita. Yeah, Minami and Kita are my kind of go-tos. But I do know how it's laid out, and so we shall have a bash. Oh, that wasn't great. Now you see why I always say that I tried to be kind of smooth and ginger at first when I first tried out a new car track, or for if it's been the first time in a while, instead of going full send. But we'll see how we get on. Bizarrely, third gear seems like it might also be too much for, or too long for this track as well. Nope. Right, I'm stinking up a storm here as far as the driving, but again, the point of the video is to just be in wonderment of the fact that this exists. As far as I know, in real life, nobody really drifts this section. Everyone just prepares for the straight. So we'll chill. We'll try to do a big entry on the straight. I say try, very much, a lot of emphasis on the word try there. Oh no! It got away from me completely. Yeah, so now we see an issue with the having such a big track layout that you have to physically drive. I had a big, basically I went for a big entry on the start to finish straight in Higashi and messed it up and went flying over and did that thing where the rear wheel glitched out. It like reversed around into itself, and so I had to reset back to the pits, which means I have to drive all the way back again, which is less than ideal. I also had to remember where everything was. It was down this way, wasn't it? It's not the biggest deal in the world. Again, I don't know if it's just a novelty thing that'll wear off and become annoying after a while, but again, like, this is Ebisu. Like, the whole lot all in one track. It doesn't get old. Very early days, obviously, but that's very unmysterious for some reason. Oh, what? How was that? How do I bog down there, like? Okay, anyway. We'll try attempt 2 to not absolutely commit seppuku. Or Sudoku? Is that which one's the... It's break and juice drift there. Pretty interesting. Yeah, right, I'm gonna try and make a better attempt this time. The thoughts of coming over this hill in real life. Right, that was playing it very safe. I got on the handbrake real early there. And, you know, I wouldn't technically call this drifting, but... Right, this is better. Get on the power. Okay, right. Still a bit of a straight and a bit of a wobble, but a lot better. And I don't think people really link these two in real life, so I will accept it. Ah, I came way too far up the inside. What the hell? But yeah, again, as I was saying, in the first attempt, I don't think people really drift this section. It's all about setting up for your downhill run here on the straight, so. Slight oversteer there, it's fine. The third. Fourth, and we'll try and be a bit more okay. No, I don't know. Am I? I think maybe I should be holding the counter steer out, or the feint out a little bit longer. I span around very early there, and that caused me to just head way too much of a shallow angle towards the first corner. We'll bring it back around town. There we go. Okay, that'll do. We'll go for one last run. I don't think I've done nearly as many of this. It's a lot longer of a track, so you've more to drift rather than the kind of feature, which is this main straight. I still keep coming too short. I thought I had it that time. But I have to say, the tense, like how tense you'd be, and the pressure and stress when you do that first initial flick towards the wall is absolutely... Like, if that's even like half or a quarter of what real drivers feel in real life, I can't imagine having to do that in real life. It's terrifying. Yeah, so we do this last... Okay, so that was the last one, but I think I'm getting a bit closer, so I'll go one more. And then we'll move on, because we're only about halfway through, I think, isn't it? I'm not going to bother with Drift Playground or Driftland. That is basically just it's essentially just like some cones or lines drawn on a flat ground, pretty much. It's just for people to get used to the cars, I guess, maybe. Do a bit of practice runs before getting out onto the big tracks. There's a word for a skid pad, basically. Yeah, it's essentially a skid pad, so I wouldn't be too overly worried about that. Oh, that wasn't the best either. I knew that as soon as I did it. But we can sort of save it. Right, yeah, so that'll be Higashi, and I'm almost out of breath. Again, that first flick that you do on the straight is terrifying. Oh, mess that one up a smidgen. We're fine though, we're fine. Bring it out. Yeah, third gear does not like having to deal with uphill sections at all. I wouldn't mind, it's not like it's a low horsepower car, it's 460 odd if I remember right. But yeah, again, I believe I'm assuming you get out the same way that you got in. Which is just go down the straight and then take the left turn off. So we will do that now and see how we get on. There's more downhill. So again, I nearly missed the turn on the first attempt. There's more when you come out this left turn here to go more further downhill. And I can't remember if there's something down there. That might be North Course. Not North Course. Yeah, North Course. Right, we'll do the drive back down in third person so we get at least a bit of perspective. Some amount of land off in the distance that they've included. Like, that goes off for a while. I know it's pretty much just a really basic texture map on like a Google Maps file or something like that, I guess. That is yeah, really makes you feel like you're up in the mountains, as opposed to it just being like a skybox with some trees going around or something like that where you can't see it. And like, it's actually a really good implementation. Yeah, we have some buildings. There isn't nothing over there, right? That is just the end of there. Yeah, so that's the main power vehicles. So we know that that's there. Nothing else to see over this way. That's K-Style. That's Toge Course. Where do we go to get... You go uphill somewhere, I'm pretty sure. To get to North Course, maybe? Or maybe you come back out here and then go this way towards something. Yeah, different track, yeah. Okay. Yeah, there's more bits up this hill. Okay, I knew. I think this, yeah, this should be where North Course is. I believe. Roads don't really go anywhere. Okay, there's definitely a track up here. Oh, where do we go? We're taking the first left. Okay, this is... Oh, yeah, okay, this is North Course. Cool. What's most impressive about this is that not only... Okay, there's a tunnel. Maybe that's the tunnel that they go through in the videos. But what's most impressive about this is they haven't just generally gotten a layout of all the different tracks and just mashed them together. It's the level of detail. Like this, it's really well done. Like that's the most important part, or not the most important part, but like the most impressive part almost. Like that, the fact that it's not just done and being like, hey, here's some things that generally feel like what Ebisu might feel like stuck together on one map with like no trees and vegetation. It's the implementation that, like, yeah, there's like loads of trees, loads of vegetation. And again, I've never been there, but I've watched a bunch of videos, and particularly recently because they just had a Matsuri, so I have a vague idea of what it should look like. Ooh, but this is slightly different to my version, so the version that I'm used to. Oh, I also forgot we're in third person, right? Hang on. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, there we go. Yeah, again, no idea, never been there in my life, but I've consumed enough content related to Ebisu that I have a general idea of how I think it should look and feel to drive, and like again, they've knocked it out of the park. Again, they don't drift this section in real life, you just use the power to get up the hill. But it's not, it doesn't seem to be quite as sharp as the version that I've been drifting before, so. Whoop, whoop, we go. Bizarrely, somehow, third gear, even though I've tuned this car on this track before, as I said when I was testing earlier on, third gear still somehow seems to be too low. I don't know if it reset itself somehow, but I'm not resetting back to the pits and driving all the way back up here, so we'll do a couple of laps on Higashi. Right, that's brake induced oversteer. As I said, you're not supposed to drift that section. But yeah, we'll get up the hill, do a couple more laps, a couple more runs. Whoop. Whoop, 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 whoop. A bit too far out. Bring it back. Bring it back. Mad angle. It's the absurdity of the tracks, the way that you drive these tracks that I think is what attracts a lot of people to Ebisu. Like, it's not, like, you know, they're very technical, but they're also just absolutely balls to the wall. Full send, full commitment, like, on pretty much all of them. To have all of these amazing different, like, extremely just mental high speed, like, dedication tracks all in one mountainside, like, is amazing as we come through. It's fine, I can bring it around. Continue on. We're good. We are good. Saved it. This version is also a lot more open than the one that I've been using for years. Like, you can't see that section of corners. I don't know if that was a change, I wonder, in the real one that they made. They changed it away from being a blind corner, perhaps, to where you could see down the hill into the little hairpin area. But yeah, maybe go for one or two more just to see if I can put a little bow on the run. I'm arriving too late, like a lot more later than I would prefer, and it's making me scared and want to back out. Keep thinking I'm just gonna go flying off straight. Whew. Definitely, like literally, it's just as well I have a fan because you can feel the workout that you get, the intensity of it. Crazy. Hit the wall. Oh, didn't realize the wall was that soon. Okay, but we get the gist anyway. I'm kind of curious about trying the tunnel. I want to see if the tunnel actually goes somewhere on this one. That looks like it might actually take you somewhere, so we'll try. Let's see how we go. Oh, jeez. Yeah, okay, we're gonna come out somewhere. Oh, that's just where that road when it split off. Yeah, that's where that went. Okay. So I guess if there's action on the track, you can still access the middle of the pits by going through the tunnel. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Anyway, we head back down the hill because there was another track off to the right when we turned left down here, so I believe so anyway, wasn't it? We've done North Course, we've done... Is that them all already? North Course, Kita, Higashi. Oh, we haven't done West. Where would West be? Again, no, it's just absolutely surreal. I know it's like beating dead a horse at this point a little bit, but like the fact that I'm driving around Ebisu in a white beat up JZX, looking like physically looking to try and find it like one of the courses, it's just mental to me. It's just mad that that's possible. Modern is a godsend. I need to find a street sign. This because I refuse to go out to Google Maps, like, or find a picture or something like that. Like I want to actually find it. I love that the zebra crossing is like an actual zebra pattern. That's hilarious. But if I remember correctly, there is a sign somewhere around here. Right, so we have Gashi, which we were at, Kita, which is north, school obviously in Minami that way. There isn't even a sign for... What? Why is there no sign even for west? Okay, well, while we're looking anyway, here is Drift Playground. Here's what it looks like. Or Drift Playground. I keep thinking that's the track that everyone drifts on the Assetto Corsa. Driftland. Again, I don't even know if you run it this way because I never messed with it. Let's just do it. Oh, okay. This helps because I know that this is where the mudslide happened. So down there is west. Okay. That is the track that we're looking for. So at least I know now since I found Driftland. Yeah, that's where the tragic, like that pretty crappy mudslide happened. I was gonna say tragic, but I don't think anyone died. It was just really unfortunate. Yeah, okay, no, I'm heading down this way. This is good to know. Good to know. Again, that can only happen in something like this, in an Ebisu complex, like full layout like that. The fact that I was able to visually see the track down south, like down below us, like it's just absolutely mental. If we go this way, yeah, we have almost certainly got to what we're looking for. So a little skid pad. I wonder, is this the skid pad that Adam LZ did his first when he was doing those donuts, testing out his car when he bought it? Right, well, you know, we've done it. Now, can we get on to... There's another little skid pad. Okay, this one looks bigger actually. This one looks like the one that he would have done, to be fair. Some pilot high. Yeah, no, I'd say this was the skid pad because it does look like the one that he was on was a lot bigger than that first one. So yeah, I'd say that was the one that he did those first burnouts on. But anyway, I believe this should be west now. I think it's west. I'm not 100% sure. But I get the names mixed up as I was saying, but yeah, no, we are here now. So this is the section from, you'll always see the Matsuri videos where they do this little just loop, and that is what we're going to get straight into. So if I come around, by the way, sorry about this bloody, I don't know what's going on with the menus. It's been happening now. I don't know if it's a bug in the new update where the menu just won't close. I can open it, I can close it, but it just will not close for me. So also fun to note, you can see there, it is a very demanding track. I've literally made a video exactly explaining how to get 80 FPS in VR while recording in OBS, and I'm not exactly hitting it. It's just a very demanding track, as you can imagine, being so big. Like, hopefully they can put out some optimization passes. This is just a first 1.0 release where they just say, hey, here it is. You can enjoy it with the lower FPS if you want, but or not. But this is what it is. And then in the future, they can optimize some stuff and get some performance back. Be really cool. So this would be that Matsuri section that you always see. Oh, that was a big swing. Oh, third gear is so... Okay, hang on. Can't even. I was going to say, hang on till I go and reset to check, double check the gear. I can't, because that'll bring me all the way back out to the pits. I try to find my way back. But yeah, third gear is just killing me here. Well, actually, if I remember right, they don't drift that uphill section there. Yeah. I'm wondering if in one of the resets, no, that's probably what it was. When I restarted the game back in that time, I think the tune reset. So it's still the longer tune that the longer gear tunes. That's almost certainly what it is. That was done. I never reloaded the tune with the better gearing. So we have to just make do with what we have. Although thankfully, because the tuning is lower, the gearing is longer. That's what I meant to say. 2 is pretty good. Second gear is like doing the job. The third gear is struggling with. Again, I keep entering as if you're allowed to drift a section in the Matsuri. Whoop, 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 whoop. Bit of an oversteer. Yeah, so again, in the Matsuri, everyone will slow down, fall into line, come around the corner, and as you're around the top of this, you kind of start your run with a little flick, maybe a handbrake if you need it. Ooh, bring it around town. A bit of a curve cut on that one, but I'll take it. And then you drift around the last corner before chilling. So that's pretty much that. Obviously, I can show you the whole of this track, but this is probably the more famous section. Again, from the Adam LZ Matsuri videos. Again, I keep referencing can't say that word. Again, I keep referencing Adam LZ's videos. Like, I know Ebisu has been a thing long before Adam LZ was even drifting, let alone making videos here. Oh god, that's terrible. But I don't think it's too unfair to say a lot of people will be intimately familiar with all this track and all these layouts because of him and his videos when he goes over for the Matsuris. Yeah, I'll do maybe a full lap of the whole track just to sign it off. But again, unbelievable job by Permatracks. Absolutely nailed everything. The vibe, the look, the way they should handle. Again, they're different to me personally because I've been used to like other mods that might be slightly different and how they're laid out. Again, obviously all generally the same, but maybe an elevation change, or like what I was saying with North Course, the way you can see the whole of that section, where you can't, it's cut off by the corner of the mountain. In the version I had previously, like if there's slight differences there, but it's just a really well done job. This is the section, yeah. So this is the bottom of the hill. Actually, if you're curious and you weren't familiar for some reason, up there is where we were at the drift school thing, or whatever it's called, Driftland. Looking down, that's what we're seeing. This is where this all used to be like the side of a mountain, but there was a big, massive mudslide there a couple of years ago, and they basically changed the track. So the track used to only be just that white lighter patch, not white grey obviously, lighter patch track here. That was the original track, and then as part of the rebuilding from the destruction of the landslide or the mudslide, they added that little banked section, which is actually really fun. So oh, I forgot. I'm not gonna lie, I just completely forgot about that part. We'll show it in. Oh, we throw off the wall is what we'll do. Alright, I think that's just my brain fried. This headset is killing my head. It's been about an hour of recording. Oh, and we've lost a tire. We've glitched through the world. Okay, that's that's one way to end it. Okay, yeah. Incredible job. Link will be in the description as always. And just, yeah, absolute blast. A surreal dream coming true to be able to do all of the Ebisu tracks in one, as I'm saying. It's just crazy. And yeah, again, if you're wondering about the car, Gravy Garage Beater JZX90, I think is the actual title of it. But yeah, that's about it. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.